Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We've got a battle here on Khan between the Germans and the Allies. Let's have a look through the players first, shall we? On the Axis side, we have Omega playing as the SS, have not picked a commander yet, and BH-18 playing as Infanterie Division. On the Allied side, we have Cringe playing as the British. Looks like he's went for Royal Tank Regiment and Hammer Specialization. Ooh, this should be... And we have Pi playing as the US Airborne. That's another interesting choice. A battle here in Khan, so urban combat on the Western fronts. This should be very interesting. We'll keep an eye on it when Omega picks something, but I expect the H-18 is going to have a little bit of a surprise when he faces the US Airborne. US Airborne are really good in urban environments. Some pioneers are being pushed back for Omega already. And now Omega has gone for storm tactics, as he wants to try and counter the British with more automatic weaponry. And the British is slowly pushing up. Yeah? 7th Armored Division. I do believe these are the Desert Rats. US Riflemen out, but not any airborne troops actually. An interesting decision, but we'll see how that turns out. There's some Wallonian Division coming out for the SS already. Pretty good assault infantry, very good in close quarters engagements. So BH is getting an actual Grenadier squad to support his Volks Grenadiers. We're gonna have a hard time against these American riflemen. The Desert Rats are moving up slowly inch by inch. Wallonian Division getting in position. The thing about the fuels here is there's this big open cutoff on either side. Not easy to get access to the fuel generally if the enemy has it covered. Looks like the British are going to be able to get the south, and the Americans might be able to get the north if they had to push up a little bit further. Those are some Pathfinder squads coming out. Recon infantry for the US Airborne. Very good recon infantry, actually. Own division has to pull back a little bit. We'll need to see what Omega does to get out of this situation. He might be planning quite a few assault infantry to try and push up. Keep an eye on that. But the British have good arcs of fire here.
New machine gun crew ready and waiting.
We also have Vicus coming out for the British. We'll be able to cover their side much more substantially. We also have a vertical coming out for the Americans. Air-cooled vertical by the looks of it, so that is a lot. Oh, this should be... Oh, that's just a normal vertical, not the air-cooled one, my bad. Airborne infantry with it. Still need to get that point, though. Recon coming for BH. The Wallonians might be moving off to support the Wehrmacht. Oh, they might be trying to do a combined push. Currently, the Allies have kinda gotten the front line secure right now. There we go. Now it's set up there. That's a good covering arc. It's gonna be very hard for the Germans to make. And now the assault infantry pushing through. Oh, it's against American infantry. It's not as easy, but they seem to do it. These are assault infantry. It's kind of what they expect meant to do. Ah, but they are spotted. Pathfinders are spotted, so it's not gonna work. He was probably trying to sneak up to this cover here. Oh, that's a dead recon squad. That's gonna be a waste of manpower.
The Germans just cut off our supply
They actually cut off this whole sector. The Brits are moving in now to try and provide some fire support. Germans are moving up to the cover here in the buildings. That's a grenade coming in. Some pioneers pulling up here. That one cutoff point actually cut off the British line entirely. Wow, okay. That is a very important point the Allies will need to cover. But we have some Grenadiers here armed with Gewehr 43s to try and give them some kind of advantage in this urban environment. The Allies really need to take that point back. Warstone Pioneers are pushing up. Trying to get around, actually. Oh, this is not looking good for the Allies. That single move there with the Vallonians really helped them. And they're gonna flank. And that's a grenade, that's a great assault. Because Pioneers are actually more of assault elite infantry than actually engineers. Engineer troops in German regiments were generally more of the elite troops, in all honesty. Why that's only really shown in the SS and one Wehrmacht division, I have no idea, but it's just how it is. Oh, Vallonians. Oh, that was an instant grenade. That's too much firepower for them to stay. Now we have some actual airborne troops. Gonna use that building. That is a problem. Good attempt though with that Gebaldeladnung. Germans are still gonna be able to hold this if they keep doing what they're doing. Let's see. A little bit of quiet on that side, the front. The British are just holding up down here. The Germans don't actually need to focus down there at all. They just need to focus on this cutoff point. But the British and the Americans need to take back. Now we have this airborne assault squad already armed with Thompsons, which is going to make them dangerous in these close quarters engagements. It looks like the Allies might be able to take it back this time. The British rifle section in good cover. Got some covering fire positions. Gewehr 43s are trying to hold this area.
Our veterans shall defeat the enemy.
US airborne is moving up. Might be aiming to try and take these ruins. That is a lot of automatic fire. But here comes the Germans armed with MP44s. And a lot of them. That is a lot of automatic fire. A lot of automatic fire. But the British now have a Bren gun here to try and cut down the Germans as they approach. More great assault coming in. They took down one and another Vallonian division. I think that might be all the Vallonians. Oh, you got it another one though. But he's down to just 2 Storm Pioneers and a Vallonian. Oh my god. The British have cut them down substantially. Yeah, well, the Wehrmacht has trouble moving up. Being constantly pinned down by machine gun fire.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
This airborne 30 cal's in a really good position, in all honesty. And it would be very hard at this moment for Omega to push up, to push down here. Because the British have entrenched with 2 machine guns. Well, I don't know why it's pointed that way. It should probably be pointed this way. That way you could cover this arc if a lot of infantry tried to push up. And now the British are going for the cutoff. Trying to get the Germans a bit of their own medicine. But I think the Germans are better equipped to push them back here. That's a 2-2-2 coming up for the Wehrmacht though. Playing out the machine gun. Very little here can threaten it from the American side. A few good shots, but that's autocannon and that's some dead squads. I mean, I have to have a Stuart though. Getting that one good shot at a 2-2-1. Oh well, 2-2-2. That's basically taken care of. The Stuart is a pretty decent medium tank, light tank in all honesty. Be underestimated. Here you have some riflemen armed with Thompsons. That's a dangerous weapon to use in these kind of environments. And these 3 echelon are still in position. Doing pretty decent with their carbines in all honesty. That's a missed rifle grenade. But we have the SS trying to push up here. Doing smoke barrage and ordering a charge. But an MG is cutting down the Valonians. We're just gonna have to relocate some troops down here. Munitions cache in the center was taken care of. Americans using the... Oh, I'm being called. Very bad timing. I'll just take care of that. My apologies, it was just my mother calling. Anyway, let's get straight back into the action, shall we? Let's see. We're just taking the center position here. Pushing over there in renowned infantry. They're not a Jäger armored infantry yet. Germans and the SS are slowly being pushed back, but the SS is actually trying to push up here. But that's an Ultrasturmführer. Ooh, that's costly. That double Vickers is quite dangerous. Here comes the Storm Pioneers pushing over the MP44s. And the Valonians coming up too. That is a lot of automatic firepower coming up. You can also see how devastating it is.
Supply hub Kenta is ready for orders. A capture point is under attack.
Need to pull that infantry section down here, I think. Oh, but the Germans got the cut off again! Oh my god, these storm infantry are just getting behind the alliance. And they're taking the American officer too. And they're trying to flank the Stuart. Going to use a Panzerfaust on it. But they got cut down by the Stuart there. Need to be out in the open to do it. Here we have some first assault brigade infantry coming in for the British. Oh, the canister shot is being really good here. Oh, grenade assault down in the trench. Oh, that hurts. The Allies really need to focus on the defense at that point. Cutting down both the American riflemen. This urban environment is not turning out well for the Allies currently. But you still have the advantage. But the SS have taken a lot of losses. Artillery coming in here from the Wehrmacht. Looks like some 80cm mortar barrage coming in. That's supported by... Oh, that was a big explosion. Americans have lost a lot of infantry here.
Listen up! Listen up! Krauts are taking one of our points.
But they still need to recapture that southern field with an infantry section or something. We have a Centaur coming in though for the British. That is a very good weapon in this kind of a situation. But it does not look like the Germans have much in terms of anti-tank or vehicles. So the twin piston autocannon should be very lethal in this kind of environment. But the infantry are trying to assault. I was using a Gebaldeladung to try and clear some mines. Actually, the gunner got killed due to a smoke barrage landing straight on it. Wow, that's rare. Fire pushing over to Stuart. The Brits are finally securing the southern field again. I'm still using canister shot, which is not going to do anything against the 221 at that range. You have an A2 Sherman coming in for the Americans, though. Yes, that switch to armor piercing again, and lucky penetration shots from the autocannon can still destroy the Stuart. That is a 100 round MG42 those Grenadiers arm with. That's also a really good weapon for this situation. They have an MG42 up here too. Just need to pull it back for healing. And here the recon got spotted by this 221. The 2-2. Oh, but here comes the cruiser tank. Yeah, I do not see the 222 do much against the Centaur. Oh, but it looks like the Grenadiers are going to try and be brave, or they were trying to be brave. Push up to do a Panzerfaust attack. Germans are likely preparing for another assault on the southern flank here. SSR armed with MP44s, and they do have an Untersturmführer. These 3 troops might be preparing for some kind of push. Again, causing in artillery on this one. And he's ordering a charge.
Let's go. Officer, ready to be deployed.
That engineer's in trouble.
Is being overrun.
And he's actually doing assault tactics, so he can decapture the point quickly.
A bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
The A2 is gonna make this top front definitely in the Americans' favor. Means the British can probably pull back their centaur soon. Oh, the Stuart might go down, yeah! Good job, the 222. Also can actually got the Stuart.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
But here comes the Sherman. And one shot is all it takes.
Fucking hit.
Germans are down to 2 squads. But he's getting a Hetzer, probably a Flammhetzer, and a Goliath. He needs some infantry though. I'll probably try and invest in some Panzer Grenadier survivor him, the 2nd division. 2nd SS Panzer Division. Panzer Grenadier should not be underestimated. Some stormtroopers, but they're being hit by the Sherman. Ooh, that's not looking good. You have a light infantry gun for the Germans as well up here. Centaurs moving southwards. Too much debris covering for the German shot. But the 50 cal and the gun combination is really good. The Sherman is an amazing assault tank against infantry. Oh, but a Panzer strike, but it missed! Oh, and now the Americans will notice a Panzer strike in the area.
Ready for orders.
That was probably an airdrop of supplies in the base, yes. We have an assault troops going for the center. They're gonna run straight into Brenfire and the center.
Combat unit ready.
But he's calling artillery on it.
Ready for anything.
Trying to aim for a lucky mortar shot in the cockpit, I assume. The turret. MT-42 is in a bad position. One shot from the machine gun. Not the machine gun, from the cannon. And it'll be dead. Oh, no. But almost. Be very careful. And there you go. 10 times push. That is a Flammhetzer. That is a very lethal weapon in this place. And we have double Goliath. Probably to clear out these machine guns. I do not see any anti-tank here. They're not high enough caliber, I mean, to essentially disable the Goliaths. The Americans have a 50 count up with the Sherman. That's enough to disable the Goliath. But the British don't have that. And the Flammhetzer is wreaking havoc. Maloney Division is pushing up alongside the Flammhetzer. Might be aiming for this cutoff point again. But this point's been booby-trapped. Oh, and the boots went off, but only in a retreating re-echelon. That could have been used better.
Launchers to take on armor and Bren guns for extra firepower.
American air superiority coming in. Oh, here comes the Goliaths. Already threatening the British to pull back completely. Flammhetzer is threatening this outpost. The Sherman should probably turn around to deal with that. Sherman can deal with the Flammhetzer. Just needs to not get close to it. Goliath is essentially going to stay in ambush there, I reckon. We just have nothing that can really deal with it.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Sherman has to turn around. The SS are going to be overrunning this point now thanks to the Goliaths.
Valiant assault is now at hand.
But they still lack infantry. And they probably don't have the resources. Like, BH does not have a lot of resources either. It's a lot of the troop sites do not have a lot of resources. Quinch has enough to try and get something to combat. Is that? No, he's getting some sappers, probably to arm them with anti-tank rifles. For lives. Anti-tank rifles should do the job after all. It's getting another Goliath. Some pretty risky play, I'd say. Gonna arm them with the boys. Ah, we have the New Zealanders coming in. Okay. Arriving with a Churchill. That should be able to deal with the Goliaths. If they can get sight on him. Not sure what he's gonna arm the New Zealanders with though. American air superiority coming in again. But a 50 cal is not gonna do much against this Duke. Duke is also having trouble though at that range against the Sherman. Sherman has a surprisingly high amount of frontal armor. Here we have the Churchill. Flamhetzer's moving up to flank. But mines are not going to do anything to deter this thing. What are they going to do against this thing? The Flamhetzer is just tearing through the allies. The Sherman has to get down there quick. Oh, the New Zealand's just running into their deaths. One Goliath went off. The Sherman can flank though and kill it. But it missed! Yeah, one shot, that's it. That's it. And there it goes, the Flamhetzer's down. That was a menace to the Allied side. They gave the Germans the opportunity to try and push up here. The Panzerfaust Sherman, but it didn't do enough damage. The Churchill's now free to operate again. You have a house dome for you out for Omega now. I completed that. The Wehrmacht is slowly trying to get more troops up. British Airborne still holding its front. We also have a truck present in there. That's another Goliath dealt with few casualties too. Very nice. Mine's been laid in the south? Yes, it looks like it. I saw a little mine sign. But I don't think the Germans in total have a lot that can deal with a Churchill. That's a Goliath coming through the southern front now. Or the northern front. Oh, what's that Goliath being sneaky about? Oh, it's aiming for the airborne camp. Oh no, it's just standing there in the corner. Ooh. The Allies need to be very careful. Oh, that's a new Sherman, I think. Yeah, that's a new Sherman. The more Goliaths coming in. Looks like the Germans are going for a very heavy Goliath play right now. Omegas. That's very costly munitions, but he had the munitions to call them in. Has to be careful though. Oh, that's the other Sherman, the veteran one. And we know there's a Goliath there, and the 50 cal on this Sherman is enough to deal with it. He's trying to flank the Churchill with the Goliaths. You have a Goliath coming in for this Churchill. They mobilized the Churchill, but not much else.
The squad's gone.
Now you know there's a Goliath there. losing a re-echelon to it. Oof. The Goliath is a nasty little weapon.
Combat unit ready.
I don't think these Valonians can last long out in the open against a Bren gun. Churchill's operational again. But they have the access to the fuel down here again. The Germans do have something going for them.
Send orders. Double check batteries on that mine detector. Armor ready.
He has the flanking little Goliath. You can clearly see the British machine guns are not 50 cals. They cannot dirt this thing. Yeah, but it did nothing to the Churchill. The Churchill is quite the brick of a tank, in case you're wondering.
Enemy got one of our squads.
But this is a Panzer IV, which is not going to do much against the Churchill. But he is calling down artillery on it. And a lot of it too, by the looks of it.
The enemy is trying to overrun our HQ.
And that's a heavy barrage. Churchill does not care though. That church is gonna give the British such a good time in this kind of environment. The Germans really need a mine to take care of it. Like a Riegel mine might actually just be enough if they can get it to drive over it. Here comes another Goliath! Looks like Omega likes his Goliath play. Just driving past the Pathfinders. But as you can see, the 50 cal on top of the Sherman is enough to stop it. The 50 cal is a high enough caliber to penetrate the armor in the Goliath. So against the Americans, I'd say the Goliath is kind of a waste. Against the British, it's still useful as a tool. He's also starting to arm his saboteurs with AT rifles. That'll counter the Goliath as a hard counter. We have 2 Panzerjägers coming up for the Germans. They really want to get rid of that Churchill. Which does make sense. That's a Stuka coming in.
Unit ready. Contact! Enemy infantry!
Oh, he got them out just in time. Churchill is pushing up. The Germans currently have very little here that can fight the Churchill. But the Panzerjägers coming up might just be what he needs to do. But the Churchill took out the Panzer IV in quick succession. Ah, that Churchill. Such a wonderful tank. We have a crowd mower coming in for the airborne. We also have an M10. Wow, the Americans are really digging in here. Really getting a lot of gear here. Germans are really out of equipment, but they have a Hetzer coming in.
The HQ has been improved again. Time to unleash our heavy tanks.
I wonder what the Germans can do, what Omega might be playing at. Perhaps he's aiming for, I don't know, a Sturmtiger? But I think a Sturmtiger would be a waste in this kind of environment. Too many things the ship could get stuck on. Churchill is slowly creeping up, but the Panzerjägers are trying to get into a position to flank. I think they just got spotted briefly. Omega has to be really careful. Panzerjägers. British tank hunters are moving up, but they cannot enter territory. You need actual combat infantry for that. But Quench needs to know to be careful the way they use their Churchill. Oh, American assault team out with LMG-42 and Panzerstrike. These guys have a lot of German equipment. As they've been having a field day scavenging through the Germans in this ruined part of the city. Must have a lot of ammunition on hand. And we just had a black hole rocket going in there, causing all the debris to gravitate towards for some reason. Oh! Some kind of artillery actually hurt the engine on the Churchill here. And a Stuka coming in there. And he orders a charge. He might be pulling in everything he can to try and rear Churchill.
The ability is ready.
Stuka did not do much though.
Bracing up there.
And Churchill can move again.
Somebody's trying to poke holes in my tank.
Infantry squads ready for all-out attacks. Air support standing by.
Again, very little threatened the Churchill. And he is indeed going for the Sturmtiger. Debatable choice in this environment, I'd say. Chuck could get stuck on a lot of buildings. That said, the shot could also just fly straight through the building. Cats are coming around the corner here. Dangerous little thing. Oh, got a penetration to Sherman. Good job, Hetzer. It's being able to also target infantry, which is not a good thing.
Heavy tank awaiting orders.
Which is first assault brigade is moving up. Oh, moving out there is the death sentence because the Churchill covers the road. Oh, we have the New Zealanders coming in. Was that another Churchill from the New Zealanders? Looks like it is. Double Churchill and New Zealanders. That is a lot of firepower. Oh, the Storm is going for the American side. That's not a choice, but the Americans are already getting very close to the German base. I think the Germans might be clearing out the city. Not the Germans. The Allies might be clearing out the city of the Germans in short order, unless the Germans make some kind of a comeback at this point, which it is possible. Oh, Hetzer's doing a good job here. Oh, but one shot from the M10 and the Hetzer's down. First assault brigade is too close to the base. They're being hit by flak. The Churchills are slowly creeping up here. They can take care of Omega's camp there. They are basically winning. Americans still find the Germans in medium range engagements here. Sturmtiger has not fired its shot. No, it has fired its shot. He didn't miss what it's shot at. Oh boy. This is not looking good for Omega. But the Churchills are pulling back. They probably might be waiting for more infantry support. The airborne are just proving to be superior infantry to the German grenadiers. Another M10. This is going to provide the Americans a lot of anti-tank capabilities in form of vehicles. Oh, that airborne squad should probably get out of there, though. .75 light howitzers is already firing. The United States air superiority showing itself. Ooh, lots of infantry being prepared. And a sexton. Sturmtiger might be aiming to try and hit one of the Cromwells, the Churchills this time. It just needs the right target and the right timing. But the Americans have that chokehold up here, pushing the Wehrmacht further and further back. What might this thing be aiming for? American airborne moving over through the church. Or cathedral. There might be ruins of the cathedral. Good job, airborne.
Here we go. Get ready to move.
Keep an eye on where this thing will aim. We'll watch for if it starts using its fire ability. So much firepower coming in there. That Churchill's just providing so much firepower for the British here. The Vallonians are just not doing it. I would really have suggested going for some Panzer Grenadiers instead. We're coming in here for the Wehrmacht. Sexton is firing in this area. Sturmtiger not doing much, getting immobilized by a Sexton shot. Oh, British squad taken care of.
Valiant assault is now at hand. The troops await your command.
And those guys running straight towards the Churchill. It's firing. Oh, got one Churchill with the shot though. Despite being immobilized, they actually did something. Now the other Churchill can move up freely. There's a Panzerjäger though in waiting.
The squad's gone.
And another Sexton coming up for the British. America has superiority again. Churchill's creeping up, but it's gonna be in a Panzer straight. Oh, very smart using an incendiary grenade there. Now that is a very good Panzerjäger ambush. That's how you're meant to do it. But heavy artillery is coming in there. That might be a super heavy artillery coming in for the British right now. Oh, you can hear it. You might be able to get out in time. Oh, just in time. Needs to move quick. They cannot stay there. They need to pull back. Oh, because that happens. Doomseeker is trying to reload now. Here comes the third shell. Oh, straight on the forward base. And Omega has nothing but the Sturmtiger. Oh boy, he has been completely destroyed. Trying to get some Vallonians now to shore up his defenses, but it might be too late. The British and Americans are overrunning the German position. The Sturmtiger actually got decrewed. And the New Zealanders are grabbing it. Now that is gonna be quite a boon for the Allies to have stolen that thing. It's probably just gonna be sent back to Britain though for testing purposes. Oh, the Germans were trying to deny it! The Vallonians are trying to deny the Sturmtiger, but it's a little too late. I don't think they can reach it in time. And thus, the Allies win this urban engagement. I hope you all enjoyed. I most certainly did. And I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye bye!